Good morning, Sagittarius. I know I'm getting this message out quickly. Okay, Sagittarius. So let's put these cards down here. All is well, Sagittarius. This is about the upcoming week, and it's very interesting indeed. So it feels like something is getting attention, Sagittarius, and I can see you kind of hesitant to believe it. Okay, so apply this to whatever situation this may be for you. Remember to always use your intuition and your guidance, Sagittarius. And if you're looking for personal readings, please check out the link in my description. So, with glitter here, this is something that you have been doing, and it's all of a sudden it's getting attention, Sag. It's getting attention. And I feel like you being hesitant to believe it. It's kind of like when that thing we want really starts to gain momentum, but it hasn't been. It creates this fear of, I don't know if I believe this. Is this temporary? There's some fear attached to what, being afraid to believe that this is all real, right? Yeah. I think we come up on this energy a lot. Not just Sagittarius, but humans in general. It's like, when we really want something and it hasn't been working out for so long, and then all of a sudden it's working out a lot. We get this self-doubt. I don't know. I'm afraid to believe it just in case it doesn't last. And there is that energy, Sag. So underneath the deck is the Four of Cups and the Sun, which is exactly the same energy. You've been disappointed with the way things have gone with this for so long that it's like, now that it seems to be working out, it's like, do I, almost afraid to feel the joy of it just in case, something happens and all of a sudden we're back in the crapper again. You know what I mean? And it could also be that it's not working out exactly the way you planned, because we are seeing the Five of Cups, right? And that is like, the Five of Cups is grief, of course. It is often when we feel like something isn't working, it can be that maybe it's just not working the way it's being done, right? So the Five of Cups and the Magician, there definitely is a turnaround here. And it may be that you made a slight change to something, and all of a sudden it really starts working out, because the Magician takes all of the elements and makes them work. So it may be that you discover you change one thing about something, and then all of a sudden it's starting to work out, right? Because there definitely is a flipping the switch here. This is definitely something that you really have a lot of passion for, right? And you've been waiting for it to move forward. The Knight of Wands is, the Knight of Wands is passion, definitely. And this is something very close to your heart. So whether this is a person or just something that you're doing that you have felt really passionate about, and have kind of like, because the Knight of Wands also is about being ready for the moment when things actually start to move forward. The Knight of Wands is so many things that people don't really talk about, right? And it's very interesting for me that both of them are holding a cup here. So there's definitely emotions that are connected to this. And this is like off the beaten path. That's also the Knight of Wands, right? This is something different. And, I just feel like you've been waiting for something to happen, and kind of nurturing yourself in the moment, right? And both of these people are looking towards the future, which is interesting enough. And I feel like there may have even have been like one detail you changed, you know, that sort of changed everything, and that may be a little weird for you. I just keep feeling that, right? But you are kind of, what you don't realize, it wasn't that the way you were doing things was wrong. It wasn't, the thing itself. It was about timing. And I think I saw this in yesterday's reading as well. Sometimes there really are wrong times for things. There really are. And I feel like, temperance is, you needed to see something in a bigger way. It is what I'm seeing. It's like, Sagittarius always goes the way of the different path. They always go the unusual way. And I feel like that was very prevalent for you, because temperance is everything coming into balance. It's being patient, right? It's moderation, definitely. But I feel like part of it too is like, now that this thing is, whatever it is actually gaining momentum and getting attention, you're just like, wait a minute, I don't, it's been so hard for so long. I don't know if I believe that this is actually happening. And that could be from being used to things being hard. And temperance wants you to know that, you know what? Things aren't always hard. Okay, we move beyond the Ten of Wands as a completion, and pretty much is telling you that this is like the time for it now. You've dealt with whatever details needed to be changed. It could be with the Knight of Wands that the way you were thinking about it needed to change, right? Because the Knight of Wands takes chances. The Knight of Wands doesn't do things the usual way. Maybe you were doing it the way it was always done, but there was something here that needed to change. You changed it a little bit, and all of a sudden it starts getting attention and gaining momentum. And for you, it's like, it's been hard for so long. I don't know, is this really happening? You're like, with temperance on, let me take a minute. Is this really happening? Or do I just want to believe it's happening? Right? And I feel like a lot of times we have some really great ideas or relationships or whatever, and they just aren't, when we're creating them, maybe it's not the right time for them. It doesn't necessarily mean that it was wrong, but it's really hard for you in this because you had accepted the loss of it. You had accepted that this was something that wasn't going to happen. And even though you're just like, probably in this 1 minute, well, let me try this. And then all of a sudden, like, is it really that just this simple little tweak is suddenly turning everything around? But it's not what you did per se. It's about timing. It's like, this now is the right time. Yes, Sag. And then we're having the devil energy here, and that's just the fear, the fear that it will all end, and you're needing to, I always feel like judgment is also about coming to acceptance, right? Because we're moving past something, we're stepping into something, we're making the decision to do that. And what you don't realize, and though you're afraid that this isn't going to last, you actually ask the universe. You released it, right? In terms of, you said, I'm going to let go, let God. I'm going to let the universe take the wheel. And that's really, I mean, that's about surrender. And you're being called to, you know what, choosing to believe this. I'm going for it. And I'm surrendering the fear here. So I think at the end of the day, you're going to stop being afraid that this won't last and choosing to believe that it will. The High Priestess, you don't know for sure, but you're trusting your intuition. You're trusting that everything works out the way it's supposed to, Sagittarius. Knight of Cups, so this definitely has to do with a dream or love. 5 of Wands. 8 of Pentacles, because it's, you know what it is? 9 of Wands, right? It's okay for you to stop thinking that it won't work out. Okay, the 9 of Wands is a completion to challenges. And, this is about resistance is opening up. But it may be that you're just like so used to things going against you that it's hard to believe that your work is paying off here. That what you put into this is paying off. But you know what? You can relax, Sagittarius. And I just feel like this is like being tired, like putting so much into something that you're at the point where you're exhausted, right? 7 of Pentacles, you've been waiting. Ace of Swords, Page of Cups, and the 2 of Swords. Wow. It just feels like this is something that you've been waiting for. And now that the opportunity is here, it's kind of, with the Page of Cups, it's really good. It looks really good. But with the 2 of Swords, it's like, can I believe this? Can I trust this? The Lovers was right underneath that, so definitely need to make a decision, right? So what's the ending energy here? What's the takeaway for Sagittarius? What's the takeaway for Sagittarius? That your luck is turning here. The Wheel of Fortune. Your luck is turning in a positive way because of all the work you've done. And now it's time to act on that. Now it's time to move forward in a positive way, right? With the King of Wands. With the 7 of Cups too, it's like, the 7 of Cups is be careful what you wish for. So, the universe is telling you, if this is something you really want, Sagittarius, now is the time. We're giving you this chance. We're giving this to you. Do you still want it? And it's, it is going to, you're going to have to take action of some kind. And, let's see. Oh, wow. Once again with this softness, with this softness. And that is just, I feel like this is accepting that the challenges are over. And that whatever this is, you can have it. It's just deciding to have it. It's deciding that things are turning in your favor. Because you're being given the chance to grow this, whatever it is. Tell me about strength. Strength. 6 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like it's been really hard to keep the belief, here, right? And this may really be about, too, like believing that you can have it, believing that you deserve it, you know, and then going all in. Your commitment here really matters, Sagittarius. Because what you felt was an ending was actually a beginning. Was actually a beginning, and this is like asking you to seize the day for yourself, Queen of Swords. You know, seize the day for yourself, Sagittarius. Take this information, and whatever this is, you know, this attention is allowing for this to grow, and this is actually going to be very important to your independence, because that's the Queen of Swords. I feel like what happened is like you all of a sudden maybe found your voice and started speaking louder, you know? Yeah, this is interesting because it's not telling me exactly what it is. So I'm kind of guessing that maybe you will know, Sagittarius. So let's get your point of inspiration, Sag. But it's definitely about something that wasn't working out that all of a sudden starts working out. And you're supposed to take it and run with it. You know, not get caught up in what if this is only temporary, right? Okay, what would inspire Sagittarius? That this is your calling, Sagittarius. And it's also, that's the other thing, and especially with judgment, you're stepping into your purpose, right? Maybe it had to do with not giving up. Maybe that's why all of a sudden it's getting attention, because you were ready. You were ready to give it up, right? Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Get grounded, connect with nature. So I actually think that this is like the universe showing you that what your purpose is, and that this is starting to work out and starting to get attention, because it really is about you deciding and being committed to this. This is what you want. This is your calling, and you're not going to give up on it, even when it looks like it's not working out. Wow, and the Wheel of Fortune turning for you, Sagittarius. I love that for you. Toodles.